let's face it, 125s are the new 150s. Because if you want a competent do-it-all bike under 1 lakh rupees, in the past you had bikes like the Unicorn and the CBZ. Now though, you only have 125s. And modern 125s come in a spectrum ranging from premium to more basic. And no points for guessing which side of the spectrum the CT125X falls into. But even then, to be a good basic 125 in today's day and age, it needs to meet certain criteria. So, does the CT125X check all the right boxes, or do those boxes have too many X marks in them? In the design department, the CT doesn't hold a candle to the premium 125s like the TVS Raider or the Honda SP125. Even its more direct rivals, the Honda Shine and the Hero Super Splendor, they look more modern, but they do have a slightly uncle feel to them. On the other hand, the CT looks properly old school, and that's exactly how we like it. It stands out in the crowd. And then we add all these extra bits like the raised fender, the headlight brace, this beefy crash bar, a handlebar brace, and even that big tail rack. It looks rather cute, almost like a little puppy wearing a large spiky collar. So in terms of design, the CT definitely gets a tick from our side. At the end of the day, 125s are meant to be everyday bikes, and that means commuting. Commuting from home to office, office to home, home to shops, and the rest. In the city, the CT125X is a real delight. Bajaj has given this shorter 3rd, 4th and 5th gears. So while you might not get a great jump off the line in terms of outright acceleration, the in-gear acceleration is something else. To help with this, Bajaj has also ensured that you get 90% of this engine's 11 Nm of torque, that is almost 10 Nm, between 3.5 to 8000 RPM. You can see how its acceleration compares to its rivals in this table. Which means if you open the throttle at any speeds in any gear, the CT just responds. In fact, you can ride at speeds as low as 25 kph in 5th gear and the bike doesn't throw a single tantrum. Of course, the CT isn't meant to be any kind of long distance tourer, but it's meant to cater to tier 2 and tier 3 cities, which means your commute will involve some or a lot of highway use. And on the highway, the CT can sit at speeds of 65 to 70 kph with absolute comfort and no vibes whatsoever. And in fact, at these speeds, if you want to overtake, just open the gas in 5th and you're past traffic without requiring a single downshift. You can even cruise at slightly higher speeds of 80 kph without the engine feeling too strained, but you will feel vibes in the handlebars and the foot pegs. So in terms of everyday usability, the CT gets a big check from us. Given the cost of petrol today, you better want to get every kilometer from every liter you put in the tank. And in our tests, the CT delivered a little under 60 kmpl in the city and a little over 60 on the highway. The exact figures are in the table below. Now while this is not the best in class or even close to our current 125 champion, the TVS Raider, it's not too bad. Bajaj has managed to beat BS6 norms with an e-carb, but it's never going to get the same efficiency as a proper FI system. And given just how tractable this motor is, we don't mind sacrificing a little bit of efficiency. So in this department, the CT doesn't get a full check, maybe half a check. Now coming to the CT's riding posture. Yes, the seat height is on the higher side at 8-10 millimeters. But if you are 5'9" like me or even shorter, say 5'6" or 5'7", you can get your feet on the ground fairly comfortably because the bike is quite narrow. What we like most are the foot pegs. They aren't set far forward like most commuters, they are a little more center set, which means you get a bit more control on the motorcycle. The handlebars though, they are set on the lower side. They are not so low that you lean forward to them, but your hands do sit a little bit low, so if you want more control in the city, higher bars would have been better. But overall the posture here is quite upright and neutral. And when it comes to the seat, it is well padded, but it's not soft by any means, which means if you spend a long hours in the saddle, your backside will have no complaints. And it is quite spacious too. Although it's not the longest in class, 2 adults can sit here very comfortably, and maybe even 3, but we aren't condoning that. and your pillion can sit in any orientation, side saddle or even saddling the bike, and they'll have plenty of room. Which means when it comes to comfort, the CT gets a big check from us. The front end does feel a little bit on the softer side. The damping at the rear feels quite sophisticated thanks to the spring and spring. You get 3 different spring rates, but the back end might feel a little stiff if you're on the lighter side. The CT is meant to be a real weight hauler. Add a little load like an 80 kg rider like myself, or a pillion or luggage, and the ride becomes beyond excellent. Don't let the X in the name fool you though. It's not meant for off-road use. These street tires do decently well on rough surfaces and offer great confidence on good roads. So it handles both the best and the worst roads with ease, and hence gets a big check from us. Modern premium 125s are packed to the brim with features. The CT, on the other hand, is as basic as it gets. LED lighting? That's all you're getting. Digital console? No. Connectivity? What's that? They do have a charger for your phone and it is located quite conveniently, but apart from that, the only features here are alloy wheels and tubeless tires. But that's something you also get on modern 110s. I mean, I know it's a basic bike, but you should have at least had a digital inset in the console for your trip meter, odometer, etc. So when it comes to features, the CT125X gets a cross from us. At less than Rs 75,000 ex showroom for this top-end disc brake model, the CT125X does represent great value. It's priced, in fact, 6,000 rupees cheaper than any of its similarly equipped rivals like the Super Splendor and the Honda Shine. Heck, it's even on par with some of the top-end 110s, and that does make the CT125X fantastic value for money. So in this department, it gets a massive check from us. The CT125X isn't meant to appeal to young folk or even urban yuppies. It's meant to appeal to tradespeople. People like carpenters, plumbers, delivery persons, etc. People who need a dependable, reliable workhorse. And when it comes to workhorses, they don't get better than the CT125X. But it does check 5.5 out of the 7 critical boxes that should define modern 125s. In that sense, this is a true working class hero.